How are you supposed to kiss a headless horseman? This is Aromie here. Welcome back to Café Enchanté. We are here about to beat some ass because these GPMs are where the fuck they are. Like to take advantage of their government status. Oh shit. If you're stepping up to me like this, then you must be ready to die. As Ignis howls, wild flames begin to envelop his entire body. He looks the same as when I first met him. He cheerfully jumps into the crowd of guns pointed directly at him. Yo, he's so cool. Come on, I hope you're ready to struggle, punks. I'll gift you a punch if you can shoot me. Jumping into the swarm of agents, he grabbed, punched, kicked, and trampled over every enemy. Oh, wow. People are just flying all over the place. What did he mean when he said he would give them a punch? I'm not certain myself. Considering it came from Ignis, I am doubtful that it had any significant meaning. Damn it, what is this guy? We've never faced a non-human like this. I'm surprised you guys are still talking. I thought you would be knocked out. This guy's a monster. Yo! Put your guns down! I'm not doing anything! I am defenseless here. Leaving Ignis to rampage, the other agents aim their guns at us, pulling the trigger. Oh, a sword. All of their bullets fell to the ground due to the giant sword Canis pulled out of thin air. You all require more training. Wow. Agents of the GPM, it would be wise to stop right there. I cannot guarantee that Canis would hold back against you. Let me remind you guys that this is supposed to be an otome about a cafe. We're currently having a full-on fight right now. That's a fair assessment, yeah. Besides Il, who stood there peacefully, like magic with a single finger. Monsieur stops a bullet coming from another direction, then allows it to fall to the ground. All I could do was just stand there, dumbfounded as the whirlwind of supernatural phenomena swirled around the space right in front of me. I wonder what, like, regular pedestrians are hearing. What now? If it is a good thrashing you desire, I can help you achieve such a thing. I feel like Canis is like the dude. If you guys play Fire Emblem Three Houses, the loyalty is there. That is, if you feel these men are worthy enough warriors to engage in battle today. I am the Black Knight of Merio, the fairy world. My name is Canis Espada. Have at you. Yo, he is so fucking cool. As Canis stood there intimidating the line of agents standing before him, an agent Ignis flung into the air came flying towards Canis, crashing down upon him. With all the weight Canis' helmet... No, his entire head came off. What? It's just chilling. It's just chilling on the ground, dude. It's just chilling. The commotion around us vanished. In that moment, everyone there, friend or foe, stood in silence as they stared at his head. Rolling it across the ground, dude. I think I would pass out. Does he not really have a head though? Is he really like the headless horseman? How are you supposed to kiss a headless horseman? Agnes, please do be more aware of your surroundings. The right I would pass out. A shock in the form of a shout rose up from us as Canis lifts himself up and straightens his collar, which was devoid of anything. You should watch where you're going, Canis. Why is that a dictionary? A young man shrouded in mystery whose face is covered by a helmet. His true identity is a headless knight. It's sometimes called a Delahan. I suppose you have a point. I like how his his flame depicts his feelings right now. That's really scary to look at, though. No head. Anyway, forces of the GPM, if you do not fear my sword, then come at me. Wow. This otherworldly battle continues. How am I not targeted? I was bewildered by everything going on about me as Monsieur placed his hand on my shoulder. I see. Michiko, was that your first time seeing Canis like that? You'll get used to it. Will I, though? I suddenly noticed that out of the many GPM agents that had arrived here, half of them were lying on the ground. It didn't seem like any of them had sustained any serious injury. Still, it was a disaster zone. Now then, why don't you just give up already? Don't you realize by now that any attempt on us or Enchanté is a dangerous idea? By the way, the fallen angel loafing here, doing nothing, could take you all on easily. I wouldn't recommend going for him either. I feel like Il is probably like maybe one of the most OP, but like if he does fight, he loses so much stamina and he has to like just sleep for an entire week or something. I do not like violence, but if you do not leave, I will have no other choice than to use force. Il tilts his head, signaling his reluctance. I couldn't quite imagine him being just as strong as Ignis or any of the others, though. Fallen angel? No way! We can't leave a non-human like that here, now that we know what he is. He's more dangerous than any non-human. Oh really? Is he like the OP of OP? There's no way we'd leave all of you under the control of this helpless girl. Hey, they don't need to be under control of me. They're their own man. Hello? I think you misunderstand. I deny his statement and reflex. Many of the agents were already wounded. My voice could be easily heard now that the scene around me was nearing its end. I took one deep breath. I wanted to be sure they could hear my words. I will not be able to control them. In fact, I have no desire to do so. In that case, please. More importantly, control is the last thing I would ever want here in the first place. The eyes and attention of everyone there, in this brief moment, it was all directed towards me. Because, you know, I'm main character. Ms. Rear and the others, with the GPM agents, paid close attention to me as I spoke. I began to vocalize the conclusion I had already come to in my mind. It had to come from my own mouth, otherwise it would have no meaning at all. I spoke with Monsieur and the others, and I've come to understand them a little better. Although they're considered non-humans, there is more we have in common than not. I'm touching their souls. However, as we've said, we all believe that Swan and this place are one of a kind. Indeed, he understood us well. We all found his friendship was invaluable. Yes, without Swan, I'm positive that none of us would even be here.
あのじじいのことだからな。あと100年は生きるかと思ってたぜ。
We're talking about the old man. I thought he'd been here. He'd have been here for another century. They know what it is to feel things deeply, and they feel the need to protect this place where their friendships have been forged. They really are capable of that. To let this disappear without allowing them an opportunity at all, that's not something I'm interested in. Connus is touched. Michiko. Also, if there are dangers that must be revealed, it does not have to be right here and now.
見定めるとはどうするつもりだ。まさかその凶悪な人外たちを相手に本気で喫茶店をやろうとでも言うのか。
What could you do to figure that out? Are you belittling me, you little bitch? You're not really going to run a cafe for these conniving non-humans, are you? Yes, I am. I'll be taking over the cafe. What? Now that I've made my decision, I'll be treating these people as my guests, just like the last owner, my grandfather. Monsieur, hear my declaration beside me.
やっぱり君は変わらないな。
Yeah, you really are cut from the same cloth. His smile is right from his heart. On the other hand, the GPM agent was starting to tremble in fear.
バカなことを。こんな強大な力を持つ化け物が喫茶店の客だと。
This is absurd. You call these monsters with freakish powers guests of this cafe? Listen. You didn't even give them a chance. You just gobble up all the bullshit your fucking boss told you, believed all of it, didn't experience any of this shit, and you just assumed, sir.
確かにバカかもしれない。でも俺たちは喫茶アンシャンテのそういうバカなところに惹かれたんだ。
I suppose it sounds absurd, but it's just as absurd that we fell in love with a crazy place like Café Enchanté.
それに GPM の主張も理解できます。個人の手に余る力を組織が管理しようとするのは合理的で正しい判断。
I'm sure the GPM chief believes the most sensible move would be for your organization to handle this, as opposed to one
で
person.
すが、そもそもの前提として。
However, you must consider one thing.
私たちもあのゲートもあなた方の手に余りますので、それ以前の問題かと。
God. Just look at him. Wow. Ourselves and that gate, we are too much for you to handle. Her decision is hardly worth challenging. Why you... Listen, I give you props for being stubborn, Mr. Agent. But you're not winning, so go.
普通に乗るなよ、小娘。我々の力を行使すれば、貴様や親族の社会的立場など。
Don't get ahead of yourself, little girl. With our power, you and your family's reputation can be... Listen here! You fucking man abusing your power.
どうにでもできるって。
Can be what? What do you intend to do?
それって、彼女を認めた魔王様への宣戦布告と受け取っていいのかな。
Should I consider your following words? A declaration of war against a demon king who has accepted the words of this girl. Monsieur takes one step forward. Wait, you caused this eruption? In one action, I felt an intimidating aura. The air around me suddenly became thin. I could feel the entire world begin to cower before him. The ground, in fact, began to rumble. I could feel light shaking beneath me. As if pushed back by the aura's pressure, an agent falls back toward the ground.
悪い目は早めに積んじゃうのが鉄則だけど、どうしようかな。
It would be wise to nip this in the bud, but what should we do now, Monsieur delivers an icy glare at the agent. However, the sound of a roaring engine killed the atmosphere hanging above us all. Oh, that car! A sports car appeared moving towards us in a flash. Oh man, are we all gonna meet each other now? Its beautiful chassis wedged itself between Monsieur and the agent. The man who exited the vehicle while scratching his head was none other than...
やれやれ。だから僕は止めたのに。
Oh man, I tried to stop them too. Did you? Did you, Karu Rindo? Did you? I don't think you did. I don't think you did hard enough, sir. I think you need to round up your whatever you call these people and tell them to go home. But anyway, this is where we're gonna end today's episode off. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.